Thanks for coming, you guys. This is a project that we've been looking forward to for a long time. Our mother died 20 years ago, and this is a new play by her that she worked on for more than 15 years, over and over, working on the script. And what she left behind was a whole mess of scripts that we couldn't really piece together. So it's been years trying to figure out what parts we wanted to include and how to mash them together. And finally, with Krys's help, we got everything put together. So this is a one act that is an argument that takes place in heaven before the creation. Oof!
What was that?
Sorry, I bumped into you.
Oh, hi. What's your name?
My name? I don't need a name. I am who I am.
Because you're different. You're certainly not me.
What are you doing in my world?
Your world? Who says?
I say. And who are you?
I am who I am.
No, you're not.
Why not?
Because that's who I am.
What are you doing?
I'm making a universe. It's really cool.
Why are you doing that?
Because I want to see what will happen. And because I felt kind of lonely.
Me too. So, where is this universe?
Well, it isn't really made yet. I'm still figuring it out. There's some missing, but anyway, I don't know exactly what yet. Just give me a little time.
Give you time. I can't give you that. I don't believe in time.
What do you mean you don't believe in it? It's a means of making something happen so that there's movement, change.
I tried change once, and I didn't like it. There's entirely too much of it, and it involved way too much waiting. I live in the eternity of the here and now. It's just right.
Well, that's too bad, because I just created time, and I'm a bit proud of it. I created billions and billions of millennia, but that's just the start.
Who are you again?
I am who I am. There, satisfied?
That's a funny name. Maybe you could invent some grammar to go along with it.
I'm also who I'm going to be.
Going to be? I don't even know what that means. With me, all possibilities exist right now, in me. The past and the future are irrelevant. The spirit of everything possible is eternally present in all its splendor. I call it the Garden of Life.
Oh, that sounds cool and weird. Can I see it?
No, not really. Because it exists on the plane of infinite potential, and I intend to keep it there.
Huh. Sounds like you need some time too. But wait, what happens if you introduce time? Then everything that's possible explodes into existence, and that makes things happen. And then, of course, other things happen. Maybe that's what my project needed.
Sounds chaotic.
Yeah, it is right now. My whole workshop is a mess. It certainly needs some laws of physics, and I haven't figured those out yet. But I think once I figure that out, we can transform the unknown into anything.
Transform? That sounds a bit immature. I am completeness itself.
Without a universe.
Well, I have it. It just hasn't really happened.
Yeah, I know. I still have to figure out how to make that stuff. That's kind of an issue. So I have no idea how you made that garden of life out here in the middle of, well, nothing.
Well, my garden is made of fullness and mulch and a little bit of decay and moisture and impulses and nourishment and comfort and heat and cold and a kind of energy that weaves and dances together, and it produces, well, all kinds of things that I just can't describe right now.
Lovely. So where is it? Where are these things?
What things?
You know, like hydrogen and nucleic acids and corpuscles and the noble gases. Your garden is all properties and potential, but you still don't have any things to make it real. I'm building the real stuff. A wonderful universe full of millions of galaxies. And when I get it all figured out and put into time, it's going to run perfectly. It will be great.
Could you make a bug? Or phosphorus?
Well, maybe, once I figure out what those are.
I think I know who you are. You are the force that makes things happen and the structure that supports it all. And I am the possibility, the fullness. And when we bumped into each other, I don't know, everything changed. This happened, whatever this is.
Well, I'm kind of busy, so it's been great, but I'm working on something here.
What are you working on?
I told you, I'm making laws of physics so things can exist, like time, space, and matter, but I haven't quite figured them out yet.
Oh, kind of like my garden.
Yes. No, much bigger.
Are you just going to argue with me? But it's the same. You create a bunch of elements and forces and material, and you put them all together, and then all the possibilities come to life.
I don't want all the possibilities. All possibilities, that's what chaos is. I want rules and structure and order, the race.
And we want surprises, the unexpected. You set things in motion, and I will give them life. It will be unrepeatable and astonishing. You'll see. Wait, did you feel that?
We're moving.
Moving?
Yeah, something changed. I think I made matter and time. And then you bumped up against it with your spirit of life and your endless possibilities and...
Oh my God!
Yes?
What have you done?
What made this happen? I was lonely. I was longing for something.
Loneliness is painful and also kind of beautiful. It's like an achy, wanting, looking forward to something.
So out of this longing came you.
No, I was here all along. You're the one who bumped into me, remember?
In the beginning was longing. I've been dreaming of this creation for, well, forever. But I haven't been able to make it work until now. Oh, this is going to be great.
No, everything is already great. We hold it in our imaginations and nothing can go wrong. Everything is just right the way it is. Your space and time and change and motion aren't really needed at all.
What goes on in your mind?
Thank you.
So if nothing ever changes, nothing is set in motion, everything is just eternally present and undefined, nothing actually exists. Nothing can happen.
Well, it all happens here in my imagination.
Well, no wonder you were lonely. Just you and that empty nothingness brain of yours.
Except potential, I contain all possibilities.
Wait, how do you know?
How do I know? I don't really know it. I am it. I am the everythingness of anything that can be.
How can you tell? How can you tell you're all that if you don't have space or time or processes or things? Where is your everything?
Look, I close my mind around it, and there it is, all of it. Anything that can ever happen or be thought of, it's all here.
Conjecture. It's all conjecture. You're inventing a world of nothing just for you.
And it is one beautiful world.
And lonely.
Well, there is that.
So, how have you managed to stay happy for all these millennia?
I don't count millennia. What is that anyway?
It's approximately the length of time it takes to design a law of physics.
Well, no wonder that's taking so long. What do you use those for?
Well, nothing yet, but I'm going to. It's kind of my starting point. I have to think things through first, because once the laws of physics are set in motion, they're really hard to change.
Give me an example. What is a physics?
Okay, here's one I'm working on. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Well, that law sucks.
See? That's an appropriate reaction. There it is. Right there.
That is a terrible physics. You take one bit of energy and you match it up specifically to an equal and opposite bit of energy. You've just divided your blessed universe into two opposing forces. You have created duality. And you know what else you've done? You've created consequences. You and your stupid physics have just launched a billion unpredictable consequences into the world that you will never be able to take back. What if you end up creating something like a star, and it's in orbit, and then there's a black hole, and then... Or what if you got a little kid on a bicycle, and he's all flesh and bones and this cute little face, and you send him speeding down the hill on his bicycle, there's a big bump at the bottom, and he's just full of joy with the wind in his hair, and then the speeding bicycle hits this solid and unmoving bump, and your equal and opposite reaction happens, and he just goes flying off somewhere. What if you set your universe up for consequences that you didn't really want to happen?
Wait, star, wind, bicycle. I haven't invented any of those yet. I'm still working on the physics. And he won't really just fly off because there'll be gravity.
Gravity? Ouch. You're talking about making something called reality, and I'm not for it.
Consequences.
That you can't take back because you wrote the laws of physics. Wait, are they the same everywhere?
Yeah, they have to be. They're the word of God.
So that's what that means.
So your world, the world of eternal everything, has no consequences because everything is possible all at once and nothing ever moves or happens or turns into anything. The star and the black hole and the bicycle and the bump, they all exist together in this like garden-type place.
See? It's perfect.
And my world, the world of physics and motion and forms, but running around crashing into each other and creating unpredictable consequences, orbits, processes, relativity, movement. I tell you, it's going to be great. That sounds like my world is a lot more fun.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because things happen. You'll see.
Who is going to be having this fun?
Me. And you.
And what about your creation? Is all this crashing around going to be fun for them? For all the things that you make?
Oh, it'll be enormous fun. I'm working on this one solar system that has planets that spin around like a merry-go-round. And one of those planets is going to have little creatures on it. And then the merry-go-round gets going really fast and whoosh, they all go flying off. Yeah, it'll be really fun.
Yeah, fun for you. I think you might want to use some of that fine gravity right there, don't you?
Oh, yeah, maybe. That changes a few things.
And rainbows. Hey, let's make rainbows.
What's a rainbow?
It's this really pretty thing that happens when certain circumstances arise. I'm not sure yet because, well, I guess it depends on a law of physics that hasn't been invented. So I don't really know, but there's a lot of storminess and fierce tumult, and at the heart of it is this brilliance that emerges and makes colors in a big swath over everything. It's like this tension between awe and grace, and it's full of colors. Rainbows. Well, I call them rainbows.
Rainbows. That's so brilliant. Look, I've worked for eons experimenting with measurements for various wavelengths of something I call radiance, for lack of a better word. Divisions of the bands on the spectrum. I know all about the spectrum. I invented it, of course. But I never imagined colors. My light was always just pure brilliance. This makes it easy to tell the variations apart and colorful refractions we find in life. Yes, we've been dreaming the same things. Don't you see what that means?
I see what everything means.
That means that we could be making rainbows together. I'll provide the physics and you infuse life. You infuse everything with life and spirit. And I have all sorts of other ideas too. It's just going to take a little time.
Oh, there you go again, with your time. I do like your idea of light.
Thanks. And believe me, I have the deepest respect for you and your garden of possibilities. Yours is only real on the inside, but I want to make my dreams come true, make them real, make them move and grow, and see what happens. Don't you want that too? Don't you feel that you have a destiny, a direction, a responsibility of some sort, an emptiness that you yearn to fill?
I beg your pardon. Fill?
Structure, force, and motion, the value of pi to the infinite decimal. is all so beautiful. It just wants creation to make it real. The chemical makeup of amniotic fluid or seawater, they're really similar. Kelp, tornadoes, oh, those are going to be really cool. It's all in my design. There are just a few things that I still have to figure out. So should stars be singular or binary? Should evolution go this way or the opposite? What can I do with plankton?
I can't even imagine such a planning chore. Are you sure you want to bring all of this into existence?
Yeah, it sounds a little frightening, I admit.
Very improbable, if you ask me.
But look, in all of space, we found each other. What are the chances of that? Wait, I'll tell you. It's 1 in 474.36 billion.
If you insist.
Think about it. Doesn't something about me seem familiar to you? How is it that we both speak the same language and understand each other? How did we end up right here at the same time?
I don't know. I was perfectly content before I met you. Okay, a little lonely, but contented. I just inhabited my fullness of being. I was proud and strong and confident. Then you came along with this whole different fundamental essence and these weird ideas, and I'm not so sure of anything anymore.
Ah, you said it. Anymore. Ha! Time. That proves it. We came together in whatever this is. We enlarged each other. We were alone for eons. I've never communicated with anybody before. Then suddenly, bang! Here it is. Here we are. Your possibilities and my physics. They attracted one another. They drew each other together. Don't you feel it? This is exciting. Things are happening.
Calm down, buddy.
Places, things, energy. Didn't you ever dream of that? Endless options. We can even reproduce ourselves.
What do you mean, we, Buster?
I've dreamed of making something since the beginning of my consciousness, maybe even before that. Haven't you felt that? Maybe that's what lies at the heart of loneliness, this longing. It's like a force, like gravity, like magnetism. It's a pulling forward, a desire to connect, this urge to create, to be able to conceive, to create, to set something in motion and call it good. I think that's what made us bump into each other.
You're a weirdo.
Of course. What are you afraid of?
It's not going to work out the way you think. You can set up your laws of physics. You can invent stuff like planets and send them in motion. Though I do recommend you have them orbit each other in a somewhat elliptical pattern. Otherwise, it's really hard to keep track of them. You can write all kinds of rules and commandments, but one little thing goes wrong. You forget a detail. You take a nap for a millennium. You'd accidentally invent something stupid like mosquitoes, and you could unleash all kinds of woes and pestilence on your beloved creation.
Yeah, but there's this other thing. I call it growth. The capacity to give up what's not working, to learn, to lay aside assumptions, just like I'm learning about you. You know, things don't have to be the way they always were. Things can change. Heck, it might even make continents move around. Oh boy, that would throw a loop into evolution.
I don't think things should change. I think they should stay in perfect balance.
Coyotes. I think I'll make coyotes.
Oh, God.
Well,
is that who you think you are? God?
Speaking.
Holy Moses.
Moses. Ooh, that's a good one.
Seriously, all this could turn into a nightmare. It could be all fire and ice and great mountains blowing up, huge tsunamis, and you never know what can go wrong. Tell me those things aren't going to happen in your creation.
I can't tell you that.
Think about it. You're talking about making a living world. You want things to change and grow. Why? To entertain yourself? If you make living creatures in this living world, have you thought about what that means? Your little creatures are fragile things. They'll be vulnerable. They'll feel consequences. They can be destroyed. Tell me you're not going to let baby birds fall out of their nests because of your stupid physics.
No promises.
Then let me just have my garden of possibilities. I don't want to participate in your stupid physics.
But it will be so...
Just go away. You're bothering me.
I don't think so. I think we can make it work. Sure, there's physics and consequences and things can be destroyed, so new things can come out of it. That's how it's all renewed. Except dinosaurs. I think once they arrive, I'll keep them around forever. So magnificent. But everything else, stars, worlds, continents, we'll just keep creating and creating.
Growth and more growth, everything getting bigger and fuller and more populated until what? All of creation is just competing itself against itself to grow bigger and get more and take up more space until your universe is just a massive headache in the mind of the creator.
Well, what if it is?
You should never make something that you can't control. Once you set your cosmic power in motion, it will be too late. If you create something horrible, you may not be able to destroy it.
Oh no, I'm going to destroy stuff all the time. Just wait, it's going to be great.
You're a monster, giving life to something just to kill it off or maim it. Imagine the suffering. People are going to hate you.
Nah, they'll get over it. I'll give them brains and healing powers and PhDs and stuff like that.
But you'll hurt them.
No, I don't think I'll let them get hurt. I'll protect them.
How are you going to do that?
It'll be just like me, divine and eternal, made out of stardust.
It's not going to work that way. You have to decide if your creatures are going to be divine and eternal or
what?
Alive. Are you going to give them existence? Are you going to give them consciousness, awareness of being alive? Or are they going to be just rocks?
They have to have consciousness. There has to be, what do you call this? This that's happening.
Connection, relationship, interconnectedness. It's the exchange of information, kind of a melding, sharing. It's a little like gravity, this pull, this connection, but it's deeper and it's mutual and it somehow changes us. Love. How about a feeling with your gravity that binds all things together? Love.
More than just gravity?
Yes, gravity, but a gravity in the spirit. A basic universal attraction. Cool, huh?
Well, if you say so, but consciousness will be huge. And we're going to give it to everything, but in different ways, depending on where they are in this big, tangled, lively garden of life and possibilities, whatever we're going to call it.
Even mosquitoes. We're going to give mosquitoes consciousness because evil.
No, I don't know. Let's figure that out later.
So we're going to give your creations consciousness, which will expand and deepen as everything will do, which means they're going to be alive and aware of being alive.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
Alive and aware and connected to one another and to life itself with a force that's kind of like gravity, but deeper. And through it all, they will grow and grow, not just multiply, but grow in experience and understanding and perceptiveness.
Yeah.
And then there's all this creation and destruction going on. So your little vulnerable creatures who are all connected to each other are going to get created and destroyed too. They're going to get hurt. They're going to die.
No, let's make it so they can't die. That's easy.
We can't.
Sure we can. I don't want any of them to die. Why would I want to lose any of them? Who would praise us? I mean, I want them to live forever, like us. We could just make it so.
Praise? For what? Just to feed your ego? No, listen. It can be much grander than that. Praise should be about joy and gratitude, so our creations don't lose sight of how grand it all is.
Great. That's brilliant. So then, we want that forever for us and them. Eternal life. They'll just love it. So no death. Works for me.
No. Because if they never die, if they can only cause consequences, but never suffer consequences themselves, what's to stop them from being cruel? They'll just run around destroying one another, competing for resources, becoming smarter and stronger and more brutal until...
Until what?
Until even we don't love them anymore. We're going to have to allow them to get hurt, to suffer and lose each other, to face their own ends. It's the only way they will have compassion.
Compassion. So that's what I feel from you. You're right. It's the only way they will develop compassion. But if that is so, then losing them is the only way that we will have compassion, you and I. Otherwise, the suffering happens to them and not to us. And then it's we who would be the cruel ones.
And so, whenever one of them suffers, we will suffer with them. We will ache and grieve, and we will keep creating and recreating. We're big enough to contain all their suffering. And so this is the rhythm we will live by. Anguish and grace. Anguish and grace.
Whoa, I don't know if I can do this.
Well, you can't do it, and I can't do it, but together, your laws and principles and my spirit of endless possibilities, together we can do it. We can't help ourselves, and it doesn't have to be perfect to start with. We'll let it evolve and discover itself. It's going to be so beautiful. It'll be glorious and mysterious and surprising. Nothing but change and uncertainty and discovery. It'll be amazing and terrible and have these funny little coincidences in it. An endlessly unfolding adventure. A universe of pure being.
I have been so excited. Now I feel broken up, shattered. Does it have to be that way? To intentionally make suffering in this beloved world?
I feel torn up too. I've never felt this way. But maybe that's the point. We are shattered into 1,000 million particles, and each one of these particles is spreading out into this new universe of ours. And it is exciting, but each one of those shattered pieces longs to return to the whole. We have created life and compassion and longing to return home.
And terror, don't forget that.
Yes, but because of the terror and grief, we have love. Remember, it was longing that brought us together in the first place. We just didn't know it.
You're right, but it suddenly sounds so sad. I just had such visions of grand and glorious universe with concentrated orbs of matter circling sedately in place, and beautiful elements coming together, and gorgeous cataclysms, those continental drift and clouds, those amazing little bacteria. Huckleberries, did I mention those? Coreopsis beetles. But now, I wonder if it's right to make a world if it makes us feel this sad. Maybe it's all too much.
We can only do this, knowing how sad it can be. That's what makes it so magnificent. The reality we're making is both mighty and fragile. It's made of endless possibilities, swirling in eternal recreation, and also made of tiny, unrepeatable moments that are gone in a flicker.
We can only make this reality if we also experience it all, right along with creation. The wholeness and the brokenness, the cataclysm and the grace, death and also endless creation.
But isn't that cruelty too? How are we going to help them through it? Our creations, the vulnerable ones.
We'll be right there with them.
No, they need something more. Something that will fill them with a sense of wonder bigger than themselves.
When you have it, you will give it to them.
Wonder?
No, something else. Beauty. I will build this universe and you will cram it with beauty. The stars, the nebula, the dance of the planets, sunsets, birds. Oh, so many birds. And corpuscles, and atoms, and moon jellies, and colors, music, Rachmaninoff's second piano concerto. Oh, it'll rip your heart out. Can you imagine that? Top to bottom, inside and out, this universe is going to be packed with beauty. It will be our greatest gift to them. It will break their hearts and it will make them whole.
You know they will think we've abandoned them, but we'll be singing to them all the time.
All the time. Everywhere. Yes. Do you think we're ready?
Too late. It's already begun.
Well, scooching over some of your firmament closer. I can't see a thing. We need
Light. Oh, did you just hear that? Let there be light.
It's really splendid.
Yeah, it is.
Now that you're recording. Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to stop.
Thank you.